Hello, this is Katie5INM. We're going to check out this hot water heater today. Alright, first thing we're going to do is both these tanks are turned off right now. And this has got a dual tank setup with a switch that you can manually switch from one tank to the other. Right now I sit on this tank. So this is the tank we're going to work with. Alright, we'll open this valve up. And we'll move over here to the hot water heater. Okay, we're here at the hot water heater. Normal kind of hot water heater that you find in this type of trailer. This is the switch to set the pilot. So this is the on, this is the pilot. We'll light the pilot. Run out of gas. Alright, let's come back to this. Alright. I do believe we have it lit. What I ended up having to do was let the gas, or the air actually, that was in the line, clear out of the line. And the gas finally came through, and I could hear gas coming in into the tube, into this area here. I could hear the gas. Whenever I turned it on this, then see, and now our pilot light's lit. So what I did is I did this. Okay, we'll start from the beginning. What I did is it's totally off right now. There's no light, no propane burning. What I did is I stuck this in here like this. Woo! Well, it lit up. What I should have done was done it like this instead of it blowing up. Like turn it like that to the pilot, light the pilot, and now the pilot's lit. And then you turn it like this. And it does have water in it because look, right there, there's water running out of it. I know there's water in the tank, so we're not lighting it with, you need to make sure that there's water in the tank. You don't light it off without the water being in it, because that could actually damage, I think it would damage the tank. This is the first time that I've ever lit this one. Looks pretty good. Everything looks like it's working fine now. Alright, let's move inside and see if we get any hot water. Okay, here we are. That's definitely cold water there. This is definitely getting warmer. So, yeah, it's going to take a little while to get that up. I guess it's supposed to be a 6-gallon tank. I think it is. I think it is a 6-gallon. You can hear the pump kicking on and off. It's holding pressure. I mean, that's definitely cold water right there. That's real cold water. Compared to what's coming out of this tap here. Oh, it's just warm compared to this. But it's not getting any warmer now. thing. Actually, it looks like the whole thing is lit up in the camera, but it's not. It's just that one end of it. It's putting out quite a bit of light. I'm pretty pleased. Those are both LEDs. Both of them are. This is all unplugged. This is all battery power. Everything's unplugged right this moment. Battery. Okay, one thing I did want to show you is that I've done a little bit more work up in that area. It wasn't much. It was just put in that one 2x4 that I talked about putting in. 2x4 up there. Let's see. I'll bet we can really get a good picture. Let's see. Okay. Let's do this. Let me see that. Right up there, you see that 2x4? It's up there. Grafted in right there. You can see it. It's up there next to the 2x4. I don't want to catch the house on fire. But okay, I got the light going, and you can see where I put in that 2x4 going from here. So you remember last time I only had this 2x4 in. What I did is I went in there and drilled this at an angle up here at the top. You can see, you might be able to see it. Let me zoom in up there, and you can see it. Alright, we changed lights. We went to this light right here, which I believe that is a little xenon bulb or something. But anyhow, if you'll follow this cord, I have this cord going down here and around. It leads to this white cord, and then it leads to this portable power inverter. Okay, this is a 115 volt, I believe it's a 140 watt little power inverter. I've had this for a long time. I kept it in my pickup just to use if I need to run the computer or if I need to run stuff, and it's plugged into a cigarette lighter socket in the trailer, which is wired to the battery. So all these lights you see and this power inverter, all the light you see in here we are running off battery right now. So I think this is a little bit better. Light. Okay, but anyhow, let's see. Getting back to this, you can see where I drilled at an angle. I drilled at an angle into this right here. You can see, and then where I drilled it, and then I put screws from this point into this wood here. So I have this block in here, and it's actually, so you can get better light on this subject up here. But you can see how that block is in there, and the truss, the roof brace, is actually sitting on top of that block. You can see there. You can see where the wood. You can see where the wood coming from this direction. You can see this piece right here. You can see that right up in there. That runs back that direction. Okay, I'll have to let this light go to the next level here. Yeah, you can see that up inside there where that goes to the, here it goes back over to this side, and it's up above the ceiling. So it's being supported there, and it supports it down to this block here, which is solid. This block here is solid. And it goes all the way across, comes out on this side right here, and it's tied into this metal piece. There's pieces, looks like steel or something here in this area that I guess is what they use for structural reinforcement or something. But anyhow, this comes through to this side, and it's supported underneath here. So what I did is I went in there and drilled that at an angle right there. You can see where we drilled. I drilled at an angle up into this, and then ran screws up into it and tied this all together. So it's screwed together here. It's screwed together here into this truss here. I mean, this, you see that is solid right there. That's solid wood. There's nothing. I mean, if you poked at that with a screwdriver, you wouldn't. It's solid. So it's resting here. So it's resting. This block is this 2x2 up here is resting on this. This roof, the roof brace that you see here, is resting on this, which is going down here, tied into this, and this is supported in the wall. So I mean, it's all solid. So I was able to, and I also back in this corner, I also drilled here and ran a screw back into this point right here. So you see where it's drilled here and ran the screw back into this point, so this is tied together. And then here at this point you can see the screw heads right here. I drilled through this and screwed up into this block right here, so it's screwed from here into here. Before, it just had a nail driven down through there, and that was part of what that's the reason why I didn't cut this off as opposed to trimming the 2x4 at this point right here, is because there was a nail embedded up inside that, a nail or a screw up inside that goes down in there, so I had to drill around that. So I wasn't able to drill from the front side here into that, because you can see part of that nail, part of a metal, I guess nail or tack or something from the, it might have been a tack from the staple or something from the paneling that's right here. But anyhow, there is a nail in that, and that was pretty hard to cut through, so I just drilled this way and countersunk that, and then ran screws up inside there. So we've got it, it's all firm and solid up in here. The metal on the outside feels cool. I mean, it is cool in evening and stuff, but right now, but that's unusual. I'm used to it feeling warm. But you can see what I've gotten done so far. That's what we've gotten done here. As far as this part of it's concerned, what I need to do now is put in a piece of board in here, in this area up in here, and bring it around over here and be able to support, because there is a roof truss here, you know, like this one right here. It's a roof truss like this is there, and then we have one here at this point, so we need to support this, and I want to go in there and transfer the support, transfer the weight from this above down to this around the door frame. You can see where I drilled and put in a screw right there at an angle in order to tie this back together, because this was split along here, and there is a piece that goes up in here, but I may not use that. We may just go in there and just sub in. What we may do is we may go in here and actually just cut this out right here and cut this across here and sub in another 2x4 to support this. But see, this is actually not this 2x2 that is going across. From what I can feel up in there, it feels like maybe the 2x2 is gone. So this 2x2 that's up here, up in this area here above this block that I put in. I do believe it is gone pretty much, because I mean it's going up to my knuckles, my middle knuckles there, just about to go up in there, and I'm touching the roof, the metal on the roof, so this may not be supported very well over here on this end either, but there is some wood right there, and you can see I can push up against that, but it's missing right in here. So what we may end up doing is bracing that somehow. We'll have to, I've been looking at what I can do as far as bracing, thinking about some metal, like a metal saddle or something. Either that, or I'll have to go in there and cut this, go in there and cut halfway back so far, and then find another piece and then cut it off here and cut it back so far, and then splice it in, and it'll be basically like this, say for instance like this, where you have one piece like this and you have another piece that fits in like that, and it locks in and makes the whole full thickness of the board, and then it can carry on. So it'll be sort of like that kind of shape kind of thing. Yeah, it'll be kind of like this, like that, and one piece of the board will be the bottom half of it, and the other piece of the board will be the top half. Glue it together and run a screw or two through it, and that will give you the strength to be able to go back and tie that into the wood. It's either that, or I get a long enough metal bracket to put up there to where it actually go back here and catch this part and come over here to this point here and come and fasten against this. And that way I could do that with this, and I could do it with this point, and then maybe take this down right here, take that down enough, put a bracket or a piece of metal strip up in there behind this trim piece, and then fasten it in place, and then put the trim back in there and fasten it over the top of the metal, and then you'd have a metal angle bracket here that would lay as flush. I mean, it may stick out a little bit, make the paneling stick out a little bit, but I think it would be hardly noticeable, and it would be strong enough, I think, that it would hold, you know, especially if we just bracket it there. If we can bracket it up in this area here, because I'm thinking maybe that part of that roof truss is right up here. I don't know. Let's see. I bet you part of that roof truss is right here, but the wood feels so soft in that area that I'm kind of leery about trusting it, about actually not putting something in there. I don't know. We'll have to see. I don't think it'll be that bad, but let's see here. Get this light over here. You can see up inside there. See, now part of that truss is right there. You can see, I believe you can see part of that truss right up in here. You can see that. Yeah. See, part of that truss is right there. That truss is about that wide. It's about that wide normally, and part of it's right here. And you can see when I push up on that the actual ceiling moves. So I think it's resting on part of this up here. It's not completely rotted. This is still solid. You can see up inside that to where the wood is. But that's where that little oscillating saw comes in handy with that flat bit, because I'm able to go in there and cut part of it out, clear part of it out. See, this is rotted a little bit here on the ends, but if I go in there and cover that up, because I mean this is going to be back in the wall part of it, so it's going to be covered up by the gimp. See, this piece right here, this trim piece that you see up here is called gimp. So I do believe, and this is solid right here. I mean, except for maybe a little bit of the paneling being a little bit iffy right there. It's not too bad. I think it could be fixed. And then once you put the paneling on it, and you cover it, get everything strengthened, everything up in here, and because I mean none of it's wet. We've had rain, and none of it up in here is wet. So get that part of it fixed and this strengthened, and we could put paneling back over this and then paint this. I think some of this may need a little glue injected into it, but there is a way you can inject that, and then you put a book or something flat up against this and jack it up, and then let the glue dry, and then whenever it comes back, whenever you take that down, well then it's smooth, and you just kind of go over it a little bit with light sanding, and then paint it with some Kills, and you'll never know it was there. So I mean, there's things you can do to dress it up without spending a lot of money, and just get it, just get it fixed and strong. That's what I really basically need, is just for it to be fixed. But that's where we're at right now. Whoops. We just unplugged the light. Okay, let's get this going over here. Let's do this. Okay. Alright, now we'll see how our water situation's going here. Ooh. That's warm water. That's pretty good warm water, actually. Okay, let's go around. Let's go back around this way. Okay. Wow, we just have a pilot light. There's no other light. See our pilot light going? Okay. Now let's go in here. Let's go through the back door. Nice warm water. There's no cold water coming out. It's just warm right now. Feels warm, but it's not hot. Like if it was on a stove or something, it would be hot, boiling water. This is not. think we have a leaky valve. I do believe on the toilet flush valve, because the pressure is on. Down the toilet and one lever fills it up. Okay, see how one lever fills it up? Step on one pedal and it fills it up. I think it does have a leaky valve there. I believe it's an O-ring. I'm not sure if it fixes that, but the way to stop that is just to turn off the sure flow pump. I suspected that was what was happening. Good water pressure. Well, that water is warm there. Let's see. My hand radio is here. I got a little hand radio antenna here. My head outside. Keep it in the trailer. Okay. There's our hot water. Let's take a shower. Yeah, I suspect that we're getting low on water too in the tank. I need to level the trailer because this is not draining. Oh, okay. Trailer needs to be swept. I do believe we have a couple of problems we need to work out. I bet you the hot water here is probably the way it sounds. The way that pump is doing, I think it's probably pretty close to empty. So we may have to go out there and turn the gas off. Or shut the hot water heater off. So we have not changed these out. Need to change that out to a LED bulb. Let's see here. Maybe just have a pilot light going. I guess that shut it off, huh? Okay. It's turned off. Okay. Yeah, what we do, I believe, we need to let the water drain. We'll probably do that in the morning.
gone down. Time to go. Have a good one, Miss K5, I am.